Hello and welcome again to another session of What's New here with Remote Desktop Manager. Today we're looking at version 13.5 and we're looking at a couple features dealing with our offline mode. Now, if you don't remember, our offline mode is that mode that when you're disconnected from your data source. So you may still be connected to your network, but for some reason you're either away from work or for other reasons you may have lost connection. You go into offline mode, which is one of our key features in Remote Desktop Manager, and a lot of you guys love using it. So there's two features that we've added to make things a little bit easier and to provide some different security settings. So let's take a look at offline mode and the first feature that we're going to take a look at. So let's look at the screen. So as you can see here, I'm in Remote Desktop Manager, and the first mode is offline mode feature we're looking at today is when we go into, as soon as you hit an offline mode for either reason, and we'll show you that in a second, it's going to prompt you for a password. So it's going to force you to type in, or the user to type in a password when you go offline. So how do you enable this feature? Well, let's take a look. First of all, right here, I'm going to go into my administration tab. And when I click into administration, you're going to see your various administrative tools here. But we're going to go into our data source settings button. And then I'm going to scroll down to the section here that says offline. I'm going to check that. And then here's the little checkbox that says prompt for credentials before going offline. So let's see what happens. I'm going to click it and I'm going to click OK. Now remember, to go offline, there are two different ways. You can either click the little offline button here with this little planet in the bottom here with this checkbox, or you can click File and go offline. Now, obviously, if you lose your connection, you'll be going offline anyway, but this is just for the demo purpose. So let's go offline and see what happens. So notice here, when I clicked Go Offline, so I lost my connection, all of a sudden now it prompted me for my password, which I'm going to put in here, and then I'm going to click OK. And now you can see that I am currently offline, noted by the little X in the corner here. But now I can still keep working and do the things I need to do, but it prompted me for a password to do so. All right, now the next offline mode feature we're going to look at is the inherited offline mode support. Now I'm going to explain it when I get into the folder so you can see what this is actually doing. So let's take a look at the screen while I explain. So as you can see here, I currently have a setting on my root folder that says that if a user goes into offline mode, they can use all the tools, credentials that are inside. Now, what I want to do is restrict that use by using the inherited mode. So first thing I'm going to do is go into the internal tools and right click here and click properties. And then you'll see this. You can do this on any folder, but I'm going to click on the security settings here. And I'm going to say allow offline, and my default is true, so I'm going to say false. So therefore, this folder will no longer be in use if we go in offline mode. Now, in order for these entries here to also inherit this setting in internal tools, I'm going to have to set them to inherited. So let's just pick an example down here, this Wake Now Remote. I want it to inherit the property above, so I'm going to click Properties. And then I'm going to go to Security, and here allow offline. Instead of manually setting it false or true, I'm going to say inherited. That way it inherits the property of the folder above it. Now, if you want to do more than one, you're more than welcome to shift click, right click, and do a batch edit where you edit all of them at the same time. So it's very easy to do, and that's how you set inherited offline mode support for an entry or for a folder.